Hey y'all, it's Megan and Andy. Welcome back to the channel. Glad y'all are here today. Come spend some time with us today. It's chicken processing day.
Yeah, boy.
It's time for our meat birds to go to the freezer. So today's video is going to be a little bit different than my normal processing videos because y'all, we've got several chicken processing videos out there. So today's going to be more of our vlog style video. So you can fast forward through the processing parts if you want to, but I don't plan on doing any up close shots. If you want to know detailed how to, I'll link those videos too. But first thing on the list, we got to get ready. We usually do this the night before, but we don't have too many chickens, so we're just doing it this morning.
Yeah, well, we got 20 something.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, and for some reason, I feel like I have a lack of motivation this morning.
It happens to the best of us.
Get you another yard bird. You can roll around. Let's get over here close to this place. So while the scalding pot's warming up, I need to get this metal water trough right here moved down to the other pasture so we'll have another trough down there to water out of. And that way we're not moving trough from one pasture to the next. We just have a different trough set up in each pasture. Alright, this one can live right here because we'll just have to disconnect the hose here and run it into that. So Mr. Bull and the cows are getting along pretty good. We've made it to the middle section of this pasture right here, and then today they'll come over into this section. I think he's found him a love right there.
So in my hurried state, I forgot to hit the record button. But for tonight for supper, we're going to be utilizing our crock pot. I've got a boneless pork roast that I've put in here with salt and pepper, all-purpose seasoning, and some sweet potatoes and carrots. And a little bit of chicken broth, a pint of chicken broth. So I'm going to cover that up. We're going to let that just cook on low all day long. So it's probably going to cook at least 10 or 12 hours. And that's one reason I like to keep roasts on hand for busy days such as this. And we're still able to have a good supper. That's one thing when I was working full time and still wanting to eat our own food and cook from scratch, I used a crock pot a lot. And on days that I did have time to make a full meal, I would make double. That way we could have leftovers and we were still eating our own food. So I hope that little tip right there helps somebody out there. But don't be afraid of your crock pot. Use that thing. All right, let's go catch some chickens. Quasi, I'm coming.
Look, that's all it took was that trough and you got that. Golly! That's a big one.
Actually bigger than I thought they were.
Looks like our working around was just perfect timing. Because it's perfect.
Is it?
Yep, it's right at like 149, 148.
Well, I'm gonna scrub this table the best I can, but this is the kids' painting and everything else table, so a lot of this won't come off, but it just looks bad. It still serves the purpose. And luckily these chickens are just for us, so I feel like if we're okay with it, then it's fine.
That's right. You got your knife?
Yeah.
Good gosh. That right there's a... That's at least a... No, it's probably more like 7 or 8. That's
so?
A big one.
That was a big one too.
Yeah, I didn't realize that they were this big.
Been a long time. I'm gonna have to remember how to judge this.
I remember everything. My knife doesn't like Stockwell. Yeah, so I didn't have this one. Gosh, it's only like a year old, right?
Probably. They look good, don't they?
Oh, yeah, he does look good.
So,
Why does that one look different than these?
because you cut the bone, that's the inside of a bone. So,
Oh, hold on, I got it. I
Okay.
cut the bone on a little bit on this.
all right.
Let me cut the heads.
Yeah, you can go ahead and start. You shouldn't have to saw. Let me show you.
Mom, look, where do I cut it?
I see.
Look, Mom.
All right, watch. When we bend it backwards,
You
the
just
bo-
broke it.
the bone goes together. See
You
there?
tell me.
Can I put a hair in a black tub?
See
Do what?
there?
Can I put a
Yeah, that's what the black tub's there for.
That's
Okay.
good. Kind of cut through the bone, actually, because it broke where you were sawing it. Right
That
there's
one's
the
good.
joint. But it's okay.
Okay, so Alright,
So let me show you on this one.
give it to Tiger.
Let me show you
I'm
on.
not gonna put that.
See that space there? Can you see that?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, that's where we want to cut. It's along
okay.
that space. We shouldn't have to saw. You should be able to just
Okay.
continue to pull
I
it
got
back and touch it with that knife.
Oh yeah, that was super easy.
See how easy that was?
Yeah.
Huh?
So yeah, you throwing those on the ground for Tiger.
That's
would-
gonna be a...
He
I'm
wouldn't.
gonna say that one's at least 7 or 8.
He wouldn't
Yeah.
fit in the cone.
He's gonna be a good one. Oh, these steps ain't wet anymore.
Oh, good.
That's fine with me though. I'd prefer to have these big ones.
Well, and they make good chickens if we piece them out too.
Can I go
That's
and
true.
stick my hand up in there? Yeah, that's what they do.
Ah, I ripped one of them.
There's one.
Is your water too hot?
Must be.
Golly. I'm surprised it didn't rip the head off.
It ain't that hot though. Wonder why it ripped it.
Yes, it did. This one in here doesn't have to rip the head off. We're gonna have to piece these things all out.
Now,
Okay, now y'all gotta start getting these things. I can't wait to eat them. Eat them. I'm gonna eat them tomorrow.
we'll eat one either tomorrow or the next day.
I am looking forward to eating a fresh chicken.
Smoke the fresh
That's the
chicken.
best part about this, is that fresh chicken, I mean.
No, smoke the fresh
It's good.
chicken. Well, can I try to do it?
Yeah.
We could smoke the fresh chicken.
Totally different than a frozen one, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's the same
Like, I mean, even the same birds, once they've been frozen,
It
they
loses
taste
that.
different.
I don't know.
It's the same with
It's something I can't explain. Yeah, it is. It's the same with corn. Okay. Here, you can do this one. Do that one. Just reach in there gently. And
You don't want everything to stink, do you?
Ew.
I mean, I smell something. I think Maggie made. I smell something. It smells like poop.
What is it?
It's an air. It's an air thing.
Get it out. How do you get it out? Without popping it.
That's also the thing that you never do on a pig, because then it'll stink the rest of the day.
How do you do it?
very carefully. Hang on. But you gotta do it gently.
You're not doing it gently.
I am.
You're doing it so fast.
my God.
It's just because I've done it a bunch.
What's that even doing?
Oh, I found bugs.
His lungs? Yeah. Over $1?
Probably about that size.
Golly.
So Maggie, you want me to do this part?
Hey, Mama, when you're doing that, you're pumping air out.
No.
Hey, Tiger, I have a little bit of legs right here for you.
Oh, what? Look at her face.
Oh,
Look at that face. Sticking my hand here and make sure everything's out.
No, I ain't got the lungs out or nothing.
I love the way they clean up. They look so much better after they're plucked,
know.
don't they?
Ever since he was born?
Yeah, we had one Cornish in there that had brown feathers.
Yeah, I'd never seen
that
one like
before.
that.
Have you done him?
Yeah, we always had white chicken.
Yeah, he's over there somewhere. Or maybe over here now. Where's my water hose? Why do you have 2 water hoses?
I don't. I've only got one. You can take this one. That didn't put quite as good.
Where's his lungs? I can't find lungs.
You feel his ribs? Okay, see how smooth they are up in there?
What, Jacob?
Now start at the top up
Nice.
here and scrape, see if you can scoop them out. Up there at the top. Yeah, on the bottom.
What, Maggie? Why do these chickens have this little piece of meat right there?
Where?
Like a piece of skin right there?
Oh, just the way God made them, baby.
No, that's what I know, but
Yeah.
I'll let you finish out, Mo.
How do you wrap their legs up?
Poke little holes in their skin, tuck them in there. Makes them pack a whole lot easier.
Huh. I never thought of that.
Well, if I thought it did, I probably. Look, it made it worse.
Spray it with the water hose, baby.
Mama, Lovey's eating the weeds out of his pasture.
Oh, good.
I don't know if he's eating weeds or he's big enough to start eating grass.
Because we don't got enough chickens to fool with it, and plus it didn't work right last year. It was more trouble than it was worth.
I got one for a second.
I just ain't fixed it. All right, children.
I can't remember. I gotta touch his head.
All right. I I need these 3 chickens put in the cooler.
I know, but I got
How do you grab them?
Just with your hands and
So just go like this.
put them in the cooler.
Maggie,
I'll show you, Jacob.
I kind of hold them with that hole so they don't slip out of my hands because they're slippery. So
This.
put your hand in the hole.
What hole? No.
Ain't no guts in there.
Good. No.
Look.
Well, don't drop it then because they're slippery.
Hold it like that. The golly, this thing is heavy.
I put 'em.
I put them
In that cooler. In that cooler.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, this thing is heavy. There you go, chickies.
And bring the other one. Then whoever brings the other one.
The chickens are having their last bath.
I didn't know they ever had a first bath.
They did.
It's their first and last
Yeah.
bath. Tiger's toting around a foot.
Still has some buried from last year.
Let's see how good I am.
Looks like she's gonna bury it
Oh,
over there.
come on. That sounds real good. I threw it out last year.
Did you?
You did what?
I thought I was going to throw it ahead and I looked. Ooh.
Ooh, look at all this good.
It's a good thing we didn't do it yesterday.
Yeah, because it got plumb hot yesterday. Maybe. If we don't get to go tomorrow, though, we will go next week, okay? Probably Monday, yes.
Yeah, that one right there didn't pluck good.
That was when I was going to sleep.
Well, I'm going
And I
to
thought it was on my radio.
Yep.
Did y'all hear, Maggie, did you hear an ambulance? Well, of course you probably didn't. Goodbye last night? No. I did. And Mama said David did too. I thought it was on my radio.
It's amazing how much easier these things are to do than the roosters.
You probably
Really?
was like just going to sleep and you thought it was ain't no love and no family. Look, you must have went to sleep like right after Ricky Beach got over. You know why?
Well, it's done.
Yep, got them done. It didn't take us too long at all.
The hard part's done anyway.
Yeah, we got to get them bagged here after a while. We let them sit on ice for a couple of hours and then bag them. But we got to wander down here now and move the cows over to their next spot. But something I did want to mention, you know, a lot of times in these processing videos, we always have at least one person comment and say, I don't know how you could do that. And this is nobody's favorite day, just for that, you know that this is not something like, oh my gosh, I'm ready to kill some chickens, you know. It's not like that. It's the satisfaction of knowing you raised them from chicks to the time for them to go in the freezer, and you know that's their end goal. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't know how you feel about this, Andy, but it makes you appreciate your food so much more than just going to the grocery store and buying it and not even realizing, because I think people forget in their mind that at one time that was a live animal.
Right, yeah. I've actually heard that comment before, and I'm pretty sure we've had that comment that...
And that's okay. Like, I understand if it's not for everybody. I totally get that.
Well, what I want to say is we just go to the grocery store and get ours.
Yeah.
And y'all at the grocery store, that stuff at one time was alive
That's
too.
right. That's right.
Somebody had to do it. So, in our opinion, I think as long as you're able to do it and you have the means to do it, you might as well be the one doing it.
Yeah, because you know how that animal was raised. You know how they were dispatched. You know it was humanely done because you're the one that did it. You know that animal lived a really good life, as best you could give them anyway. And that's just kind of the way I feel about it. And processing stuff is not for everybody. I mean, my granny, back when they killed hogs way back in the day, like, she didn't have no part in that. Even way back when, so, you know.
Yeah, that's way back on.
Yeah, so, you know, it just depends on the person, and that's fine too. But just remember, I guess that's what I'm trying to say, that somebody's got to do it. Or you wouldn't have that chicken there wrapped up all pretty at the grocery store. So.
Right.
And plus the product I feel like we produce here, you can't buy it at the store, no way.
Yeah, that chicken, it's good. I mean, but you can just taste, the quality. It's just like anything else that's homegrown. I mean, everything you raise that's homegrown tastes a whole lot better than what you buy at a store. You know what we forgot to do?
What?
Turn the water on.
No, I was gonna wait.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, because I knew if I turned it on, it was gonna start filling up that one out there, and I don't want it full because I'm gonna go dump it out.
Oh, okay.
So,
Good.
no, it was It was in the plans, dear.
All right. Plus, you just got to jump in there and get mean with it like Megan does. I mean, look at her.
No, I don't mean to look like this, but I'm not mean.
You got to get in there and get mean with it.
I'm not mean.
I didn't say you
Ain't a
was
mean bone in my body, is it?
I said you got to get mean with it.
You just got to do it. There ain't nothing to it but to do it. So.
That's about right.
All right. I need to bring their feed trough up here. I'm gonna do that before they come in here.
Look at that bull down there against that tree. Is that Hamburger or the bull?
That's the bull. Come on, my sweet babies.
There's a lot of weeds in here, but it sure is a whole lot of pretty grass too.
There you go, girl. Hey, my baby. There you go.
Come on.
Who cares?
Come on.
Is the fence plugged in?
I don't know why.
Because Cookie just touched her nose to that white wire and it didn't shock her. There come my girl.
It should be. There's something down there that's happened across the creek on that net and caused it to hurt the power. Of course, it's laying on the ground right there and it's touching that T-post.
Oh, it just got her. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
She just did it again. It got her that time.
Come on.
Come on. Come on, Hamburger. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy.
He don't know what to do.
Black Star's gonna knock our phone over. Black Star!
Oh, I just stepped in a big old fresh pile of manure. Come on, buddy.
Come on, Belle. Come on, Belle. Come on, girl. Come on. Come on, buddy. Now.
That'll work.
Good job, buddy. Come on, Tiger.
That bull's like, I don't know what this kind of mess is y'all got going on here, but this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's so confusing.
He said, I didn't have to do this where I come from.
Golly, you would have heard a cow standing there.
You got him, ain't you? He finally come on in with his herd. Quit huffing and puffing at me. You ain't gonna do nothing.
He just don't understand.
I know, he can't figure this out at all.
My bull last year was like that too, and then after a few times, he's like, oh, okay, this is how this works.
Yeah, and just so none of y'all, just in case none of y'all know, my daddy nor her daddy ever really rotates any cows. They just kind of stay in the same pasture all the time. So moving him around is completely foreign language to him.
Yeah, he don't understand what we want him to do.
Which in some ways is a good thing because he respects a wire. Y'all seen he wouldn't cross. He knowed where that wire was and he was not going to cross there. Even though he seen us let that gate down. He wasn't going to do it.
Well, plus he got shocked.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like he's got a lot more respect for a wire. Like ours have respect for the wire, but they've seen it go down and they know at that point you can cross it.
Yeah.
He just knows that there's a wire there, and he don't want to chance it. I think we got him all tore up though that time. He sort of got shook up.
Yeah.
He'll calm down.
Well, I didn't understand. He wouldn't come through. He come through fine the first time I moved him. But he was right behind Black Star, and this time he was kind of behind.
Yeah, he didn't know what to do, but he's all right. Golly, what a lot of slobber he just slung. I tell you what though, danged if he ain't pretty.
He is pretty.
Well, I need to move this over here. Because when we use this turkey fryer to scald with, this is also what we use to seal the bags and everything with. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it filled back up with nice clean water and get it burning so it'll be heating up. I bet I put too much water in there. Alrighty.
Hi, help out.
Now it's on level.
Where's the zip ties?
There, it's all in here.
Okay. But you ain't gonna weigh none of them?
Yeah, I might weigh some of these bigger ones.
Oh, that's right. We won't weigh them now, no way, will we?
No.
Long as you put a chicken in there in the bag, and then you stick that in there, and
And then it goes in the hot water.
then you take it out when you get it out of the hot water.
Yep.
Can I try to do one?
No. Because if you drop them, you don't want to drop your chicken you're going to eat.
I ain't gonna drop it. I ain't gonna drop it, Mama. I ain't gonna drop it.
Did it work?
It worked.
All right.
I'm gonna try to put the thing in there.
You gonna do the zip tie?
Yeah.
You know how to do that?
Just zip it up.
Put it on there.
These are some of the biggest ones we've had in a long time.
Well, that makes me happy.
So back when we were selling them, you find what your customers want when you're doing it for your customers. And we found that most people, not everybody, most people though preferred the 3 and 4 pound chickens versus the 8 pound chickens. Number one, they're cheaper, quite a bit cheaper. And they're also cheaper to raise because we would do them at like 6 weeks.
But we found we like the big ones.
Yeah, we like the big ones because I like having leftovers. That's
Yeah.
my thing. I like having leftovers, and it makes it for an easy meal the day after I cook it.
And chicken's one thing that everybody in this house eats.
Except for Jacob.
Well, Jacob will even eat them when they're smoked.
Yeah, he likes smoked chicken.
But the cool thing is when you got one of these big chickens, you can have just plain old...
I have gotten 3 meals out of some big ones before.
Yeah, you can have plain old chicken one night. Next night have
Chicken pie. Next night have chicken tacos. Yep.
Yeah.
Great minds think alike. Or chicken stew, or chicken and dumplings, or whatever.
I already did.
That's a big one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
That's why I'm trying to get him in the bag here.
That must be the fat one that could barely fit in those things.
You just watch that hot water.
Yeah, well, be careful going by that thing, Jacob.
Is it okay if the bag's in there?
Here you go, Daddy.
Now look, Jacob, watch this hook right here. When you pull it out, it could possibly catch that. Don't let it do that.
Okay.
Because if it catches that, it'll tear a hole in it.
Okay. Ellie, how many chickens can you fit in there?
That worked pretty good.
Now keep your eye on it. Go slow. Don't ride wide open like you normally do.
And watch that pump when you back up.
I don't even know if I have to back up.
Well,
Can you make it circle? You gonna put them in the refrigerator too?
yeah. That works out pretty good.
That does.
Forgot how handy a milk crate on a 4-wheeler was.
And how handy a kid is.
Yeah, and that. Yeah, I'll probably weigh some of these bigger ones just to see, just for curiosity's sake.
But you put them in the refrigerator so you don't overload the freezer, right?
Yeah.
Put them in the refrigerator first.
I'll let
and
them
then-
all get cold, and so probably tomorrow I'll start slowly putting them in the freezer,
That's what
a
I
few at
thought.
a time. Yeah. I have a terrible fear that I will kill my freezer. So,
Why didn't you kill your freezer?
because you put a bunch of hot stuff, which I mean, they ain't hot, but they're not really, really, really cold either. So,
Put a whole bunch of meat like that in one and make the freezer work too hard.
yeah. And that freezer's old. We don't want to make it work no harder than it has to.
Hold on up.
Thank you, sir.
What else?
Are you stacking them in there pretty nice?
Yeah, right now.
You get them in there?
Yeah. There ain't enough in there right now to stack them.
Right. But you set them neatly in there. You didn't just go in there throwing chickens in the room.
Just going.
There you go.
Thank you.
Here, go.
Thank you.
This floor is super soft.
Yeah, it does.
It hurts like my floor.
I've ever had it hurt.
Put it on there. That hot water makes the bag shrink.
Oh.
It's like shrink wrap in some ways. I think this is definitely the best part of the whole thing.
Why?
It's the easiest part.
It's the easiest, and I feel like you can move on with this part.
Yeah. Especially when you got two good helpers.
I know, just think we ain't gonna have to tote them all up there now. Used to, you'd have to leave me to tote them up there, and now Jacob's doing that.
Yeah.
And the good thing is I can trust him. I know he's up there putting them in the refrigerator.
Mm-hmm. Where else would he be putting them?
Just throw them in there and you can't have a tail.
Hang on. Okay, it's the right side.
You got it. There you go.
I just have to make sure it's the right side.
And some people I know put them on like drying racks and stuff, but this ain't never posed a issue for us. Golly, this one right here may not. There it goes.
It'll barely fit.
Yeah, he didn't want to go in there.
Get your thing out.
This is what Honda's made for farmers.
Are they?
Yeah, I love my rack.
That's pretty awesome, ain't it?
Thank you.
Well, that's all she wrote.
That's all of them?
Yep.
How?
It's a big difference from doing 50 or 100, ain't it?
Yeah, this was nice. Actually been able to do other stuff today, and here we are going to be completely done. And it's not even late in the evening.
All right.
We didn't even get on deep. Oh.
What was the most we ever done in a day? 100?
Won't ever do that again.
Why?
Yeah, it was after that day we decided when we was doing it, we was going to have it fixed where we did 50 in a
Yeah.
day. 50 is a lot more manageable in a day than 100 is.
Yeah, that day we did 100, which, I mean, you got to remember too. I mean, we had a little bit of help. We
didn't have a lot.
We didn't have a ton of help, and talking about sun up to sundown now, that right there.
You get started before daylight.
Yeah.
I felt weird this morning because we didn't get started
Yeah,
before
'cause we were
daylight. I was
just
like,
like
we're running behind.
We're just piddling around.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, we ain't gonna get done in time. And look at us.
I know, and I feel like I ain't been rushed today. Where we?
Not at all. I think you got it backwards, Maggie. This is the only way to do it.
The best decision we ever made, I think, was stop focusing on the world and focus on feeding ourselves, as selfish as that sounds. And when you have excess, then you can worry about feeding the world.
Yeah, you feed the world your excess. Feed yourselves first, I guess.
That was heavy.
Here comes the delivery man.
There's a table there, Jacob. Thank you, Maggie.
Is that all?
That's
That's
all
it.
of them.
Yay!
Take them home. Well, little woman, it's done. Except
Yep.
cleaning up what's sitting out here.
Yep. And so what we'll do is we'll just probably do another, well, I say probably, we will do another batch around September-ish, and
Yeah, the chickens are already ordered, ain't they?
yeah. Yeah, I went
That's
ahead.
some good advice. Anybody planning on having chickens at all this year, you better go ahead and order them.
Well, see, I got burnt a few years ago. You know what I mean? Like I run into a situation where there was a high demand. It was probably egg prices again, like it is now or something. I don't know. But I had a hard time getting chicks. That's how I ended up finding the hatchery we use now anyway. But so now I plan way ahead of time. Like these chickens here, I ordered them in like January, and for a March hatch date. And like so, the ones that are coming in July, I've already ordered them just so my name is already on the list and I don't have to worry about it. And I put on my calendar when they're coming so I don't forget. Okay.
What do you want a picture about stuff for me?
Good job, Candy Girl.
How much? I didn't want her head was up.
Okay.
Cause in Algebra, I wouldn't want like the leash.
You wouldn't want that old thing in your way, would you?
So I asked you if I could unhook it and unhook it. Hey, Todd!
What? Daddy said what? Yeah. You know which one the comfrey is? I know, I noticed that too. Smells like onions again.
I'm picking out her food that she got. Clyde, you better stay away from Todd. Food. Where are you going? I'm just trying to say she can't eat out her food. She usually don't. Yeah. Did you say she usually doesn't? Yeah.
Yeah, here lately she ain't been eating at all. I guess because she ain't that hungry.
Maybe she ain't been as hungry because she's been eating a whole bunch of grass. Right?
Yeah.
Only 2 today. Alright, so I just got the roast out of the crock pot, barbecue sauce, and then sweet potatoes and carrots we'll eat with it. They're in there floating around still.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah. Somebody's gonna tear this off. And put this on it?
Just get you some meat off of it. That's the plan. Anyway, I just fixed Maggie's and it literally it's very tender.
Okay.
So it's been a pretty eventful day today, and it is finally winding down.
I ended up finding all of my 1-gallon pots, and I ended up with 26 peach trees that I dug up.
Surely some of them will be good.
Yeah, out of 26, surely at least one of them will be good.
Yeah.
So I'll probably give some of those away, and I'll plant some somewhere or another. I'll find somewhere to plant extra peach trees.
Can you plant them in the woods?
Well, I don't think they'd get enough sun to make a peach.
Oh.
I've seen them growing in the edge of the woods.
You know what I mean? Like down there at the creek or
Yeah,
something?
we might could get by with planting one down there. See what will happen.
See how tender that is? I ain't even having to do anything. You just dig up in there and grab you some meat. That's pretty nice having that deep bone too. It ain't no bone to fight.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
I cut the bones out of them.
Got a little weed eating done this season. I got all that bank out there done.
Did you?
Yeah. First time for the year. First time I've had the weed eater this
You
year.
reckon it's gonna rain?
It's just when I was cutting the weed eater off, it was starting to drizzle. Like, I mean, when I say drizzle, I don't even want to say drizzle. It was starting to sprinkle.
Don't look too bad, does it? Hopefully I'll fill this up. I'll probably have to have some more meat.
No, it don't look bad. Looks good. What all's in this?
Just sweet potatoes and carrots. And we still have a few molasses cookies left, so that'll be dessert tonight. That sound alright?
Yep. Boy, that barbecue sauce smells good. Yeah, I'm sure we'll have to come back and get more meat. My plate's a little empty.
Well, this is what kind of supper you get on a busy day.
It's alright.
But anyways, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. Hope you might have learned a little something. Until we see y'all on the next one.
Y'all have a good one.
Have a good one.
My, oh my, Maggie.
It's little Ty and that's his mama.
That's baby Ty and that's Ty's mom.